Today we will discuss about our project 2. So in here you have to use the convolutional encoder and Viterbi decoder. Under this topic I will discuss parameters of the question and then encoding, impulse response and generator sequences, and state diagram, trellis diagram and Viterbi algorithm to decode our message. First of all, before we do the simulation, we have to identify the parameters. So in convolutional encoder, we can describe the parameters in this format: n, simple k and big K. N represent the number of output symbols. Small k represent the number of input symbols. And big K represent the, or it can be a big M, number of shift registers. That means how many registers are in the system. Or we can say length of the shift registers stage in the encoder. For example, if we say convolutional code 212, that means it has two output and we input one bit, one symbol, and it has two shift registers. And also we need to know the terms constraint length, that is big L. We can find the constraint length from this expression k plus 1. Then number of status will be 2 to the power L minus 1. And also we need to know the convolutional code rate, that represent small k divided by n, that is number of input bits to create a symbol at output divided by number of output bits in a symbol at the output. For example, 1 divided by 2 code rate means each bit entering the encoder result in 2 bits leaving the encoder. That is 1 divided by number of input bits are 1 and number of output bits are 2. 1 divided by 2. Okay, let's move to the encoding. So in the linear convolutional encoder, we can implement with feed forward shift register. Like for example, here rate is 1 divided by 2, m equal 3, that is convolutional code. So we can represent this 213, that means 2 output, 1 input with 3 registers, 1, 2, 3. Encoders can be viewed as this way. Okay, now once you know the convolutional code, that means 2, 1, 3, how many registers, how many inputs and how many output bits, then we have to find the, we should know the generator sequence. That will give the connection from shift registers. For example, we have 2 outputs, that means we should have the 2 generator sequences. In my example, I have given G0 1 0 1 1. That means this is register 1, second register, third register, and it has 2 output with a single input. So 1 0 1 1 means it connect to the first register, but it doesn't connect to the second register. It connect to the third register because it has 1, and it connect to the last one. 1 0 1 1 altogether gives the first output. And I have the second generator sequence 1 1 0 1. So it is connected here. It is connected here. but it is not connected here because it represents 0. There is no connections, and there is a connection at the end because it represents 1, and that gives the second output. So in conclusion, 1 represents the connection, 0 represents the no connection. So from your exercise, you should find the generator sequence, and according to that you should build the connection. Let's take few examples. So here my input is 10110. So first we are going to input the first bit, that is 0. Example, we are going to encode this input signal 10110. So we write it here 10110, and this is 2 output with single input, and it has 3 registers. Initially all the registers has 0, and we can find the registers connection from the above generator sequence, that is 1011, and the other one is 1101. Okay, so now we are going to encode this symbol. So there is a connection, there is no connection, and there is a connection, and there is no connection. So let's see, 1 comes out, and there is no, and there is a 0, 0 comes out, 0, and also a 0 comes out. So the altogether 100, that gives the 1. And the other connections, 1 0 from this register, no connection, and 0 0 0 1 gives the 1, and we move right side by 1. That means this 0 come out, this 0 come to this position, this 0 come to this position, and 1 come here. So you can see it in this diagram. And now find the output. 0 come out, and there is no connection. There is a connection with the 0 out. There is a connection with the 0 out. So altogether 0 0 0 gives the 0 output. Also for the other connection, other generator sequence, 0 come out, 1 come out from this register, and there is no connection, and there is a connection with 0 output. So altogether 0 1 1, that gives the 1. Likewise, we can find the generator sequence, and using generator sequence we can find the output for the inputs symbol. Now finally we have 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 1. So we write it output 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 0. This is the output symbol for encoded input signal. Now let's move to the trellis diagram. A trellis diagram is a state diagram that has been expanded to show the passage of time. So every possible code word is represented by a single unique path through the trellis. So every code word start and stop in state 0, the all 0 status. All 0 status. So you already know about the trellis diagram, and let's go to the decoding. We can use Viterbi algorithm to decode our signal. The Viterbi algorithm finds the minimum length code word by using the code trellis. To do the Viterbi algorithm, we have to follow these steps. Let the node corresponding to the state Sj at time t be denoted by the Sjt. Each node in the tree is assigned a metric value. The metric values are computed by, let v equal 0 and t equal 1. At time t, compute the partial path metric for all paths entering each node. Then set v equal to the best partial path metric entering the node corresponding to state sk at time t, and ties can be broken by flipping a coin. Non-surviving branches are deleted from the trellis. If t less than L plus m, increment t and return to step 2. This is the Viterbi algorithm. Now let's try to implement this channel encoding using convolutional code and channel decoding using Viterbi decoding method. So first we have to generate the binary data. So in MATLAB you have to do the this command. We are assigned to variable m randomly generated binary data. You already know the rand command gives the random numbers, and the length of the random numbers equal number of bits. It can be 10,000 or any value. Here I assign a variable and we have to round it. Then it will give the 0 and 1 binary data. In the convolutional encoding, you should find the generator matrix. In your example, it is given as G1 equals 17 and G2 equals 15. It is in the octal format. So you should declare the generator into binary format. So in my example, I have taken first generator matrix 5 in octal format. So when it comes to the binary, it becomes 1 0 1, and G2 equals 7, it is in octal format. So when it comes to the binary, 1 1 1. So we have to declare the generator matrix. And also in my example I have 2 registers. In your example you have 4 registers because your channel code is convolutional channel code is 214. So according to that you should find the number of registers, and you have to initialize it 0, first register equal to 0 and second register equal to 0. In your case third and fourth also assigned to 0. And then we need another variables. Okay, now let's go to your questions. Here we send our input message. It goes through the channel encoding algorithm, and code word will go through the modulation, and we apply the BPSK modulation and go through the channel, and after receiving channel with the noise we do the demodulation, BPSK demodulation, and then we use our received channel and we encode the channel, and finally we catch the output signal. So in here you can find the register sequence G1, that is 17, and G2 equal 15. It is given in the octal format. So you have to convert this to binary format when you do the simulation. And also from the convolutional code you have to find how many output, how many input, and how many registers. So in here it is 214. That means it has 2 output and with 1 input with the 4 registers. So when you do the when you model it, you should know how many registers are there. And also you should know you have to do the BPSK, binary phase shift keying modulation, and also at the end demodulation to recover your received signal. Okay, now we know our problem. So here I will explain step by step how to implement this using MATLAB. So I am going to talk about the main points to estimate the BR for hard and soft decision using Viterbi decoding. So first of all, I mentioned you we need to generate the binary data. So you can use the random function to generate the number of bits. It will give the random numbers, and when you use the round function, round command, it will generate binary data, and we will assign those values to the m variable. And then the next important thing is we need to encode the data. For that we have to declare the generator matrix. So in this example it is 5 and 7. In your example it is 17 and 15. Those are in octal format, so you need to convert it to binary format and assign to generator, any variable. So here it is G1 and G2. Then the important thing is you want to know the registers and need to initialize. Initially all the registers has 0 bits assigned. So in my example I have taken 2 registers, but remember in your example you have how many registers are in there, you need to know about that. And also we need some several variables. And I assign my input message to the variable f. It depends on you. You can assign it or you can directly use your variable m. And also I need some other 2 variables. I assign it c. Okay. Here I assign my input variables to f, and also I store those values to plushed f, another matrix for use in next section. In next section I am going to encode my input sequence. So I have 2 registers, SR1 and SR2, and this is my input sequence. So I send first input sequence. Initially first register has the 0 value and the second register has 0 value. Actually what we do, I will go through this one. We do this process. So my input signal is here and I want to send this to the registers. So we do this mechanism. So this is my SR1, this is my SR2, and this is my F flush. And then I want to get the output value. I use the solve function. So in here the solve commands will give you the first value of this value, and we store it in U matrix in first row. Each output gives the value of first row, and we want to find the in my case I have 2 output, so we want to find the value of output. Again this is my input value and it goes through the second generator sequence and gives the output value. So this is the MATLAB code for calculating the second output value, and we store it in second column in U variable. And once it is done in first iteration, when it is done, we need to shift by one. Here you can remember, like in one iteration is if one iteration is completed, we should move this to the next one, and this should move to here, this should move to here, and the one should come here. So that's why here we assign the second register value equal to the first register, and first register value should be first value from the flushed DF. We do this for loop till we calculate the all code words for all input. And now we have the two values code words, and we want to make it like UStream, like in a single format, that is UIK. K goes from 1 to the size of U2, number of rows in here, and we assign those value to the UStream. Then we will have the code word with two output values. Now we have the code word. So we want to apply the BPSK modulation. We have done this in project 1 also. For that, what we do, if the UStream equals 0, we convert to -1, otherwise it keeps the +1. So now we have the -1 and +1 BPSK modulated signal, that is called S. And then this modulated signal go through the channel. Channel has the noise. So again, as before, we do the signal to noise ratio. Here I have taken from 0 to 7. In your example, it has given, so you can find the signal to noise ratio and you have to calculate it. And then from this expression you can find the signal to noise, and also you can calculate the variance of the noise, and then you have to add, this is your input signal and this is your noise, and you will catch the received signal from this expression. Now you have the received signal. You need to demodulate it again using BPSK soft decision methods. So in here, if the value is less than 0.75, your stream equal to 0, because in your table it has given. So if the value is between this one, that is value 1. So according to the table which is given in your example, you can find the received stream. So this part explain how to demodulate your signal.